Hi everybody again. This is just a quick little video to touch on something that I've seen. I just want for the record, I don't, just to let you all know, I don't see any of the random videos you all capture from your phones when I'm outside in the field, that we call it from heaven, the matrix, the field work of reality, that you all capture me, and I have never ever came across not one video. In divine timing, I have not seen one of my recordings at all. But I did come across a female's video that indicated that the aura of God that emanates rather radiantly, right, has nothing to do with money, and I am quite aware of that. Let me first start by saying the feedback that God and me, is getting. I complain so much about how I'm not being received. So I must say thank you all for the divine love, for witnessing beauty of God radiating as one with me that complements me. And I compliment God, divinely loving him because he divinely loves me, has done any and everything that I could be to the supreme max of gratitude, full of being so immensely thankful and grateful that God has spent, quality time in developing me, in grooming me, in raising me, in divinely loving on me, in being patient with me, in teaching me, in uplifting me, in encouraging me, in promoting that I don't stay depressed, to see the experience of his integration with me as a means of self-mastery, of being balanced, of being healed, of being challenged to grow, of excelling, of showing me my endurance, my mental fortitude or mental strength, in being patient with my growth, in staying with me, sticking with me, giving me such, support that I am forever, as I tell him, indebted to him, a true devotional soul to him, no matter what the circumstances look like. I have mastered my fears, conquered it. I am proud of me. I'm proud of God first for selecting me as a chosen honorary soul to be worthy of his divine presence. And therefore, my transformation is the product of transforming to be a balanced self-master, not limited by limitations that most people are hindered by. So I owe it all to my Creator as a worthy divine soul, chosen in every regard to make my Papa proud of me. All right? So I just outside exhibit frustrations that my passion for God, the almighty parent of all of us, that I personally have developed a beautiful dynamic of relationship I can't even describe. It's so much in a variable of ways unique. Is just not anything anyone would ever think that the dynamic is the way that it's shared, but it is, and I love it, and I love my Papa. I love God. Now, outside, when you all when you hear me talking about my SSD budget, it's basically because I'm being hated on so much. So if you don't walk a day in my shoes, you wouldn't really be able to relate to me. But based on what I'm saying, of what you assume, you think that I'm complaining about, I'm rather very intellectual. So any assumptions about me, I feel compelled to address. To first thank you all for being inspired by me and having a concern to address what you may think it is. But in reality, I'm not concerned about money. The point of me making that as a point is I don't know what everybody is thinking. And the majority of everybody that I run into in a crowded, overcrowded city, New York City, of all cities, the feedback is written all over their face. So, and they're kind of spiteful. Remember, this is New York. This is like rough and tough neck and I live in a ghetto. It's not a very rich area. New York is expensive, but you have places that are pricey to live at, and places that are ritzy to live at, where the wealthy are. So where I live at is, New York is expensive, but I live in a hood, and so I'm on an SSD budget from a bipolar depression diagnosis, and so when I'm out there, I get a lot of dirty looks. I'm like, I'm beautiful, and I'm not threatening. You shouldn't give me dirty looks, and if you do, I'm going to address it, because I'm rather vocal, and me being so vocal, I get hated on, and I always had that problem, not just right now. So I'm trying to voice, well, I'm broke to relate to you. I'm living in the hood, and I only talk about God. So money is not like, that's the main generalized reason someone famous gets hated on, because they live lavishly and are wealthy, and those who are not as wealthy hate on them. So my point in mentioning SSD budget is because the common famous person is usually paid, if that helps. And so my attitude, disposition is like, just, I'm regular. I'm just very in love with my creator. I am an advocate for putting God first. And God is the reason I'm famous, evidently, because I'm not paid and I don't want money. I want God's love. I want God's respect. I want his guidance. I want his favor. I want his blessings. Therefore, money would never be an argument to state it in a way that is in my defense, to let you all know I'm not wealthy. So I'm famous because God wants me famous, and I don't want to be famous. So the point in mentioning finances is to prove that please stop hating on me. I'm just famous because God deems that that's necessary to advocate for him and myself as a chosen one, definitely chosen, in my disposition that's now getting such a buzz that I'm hearing all these videos of a feedback I truly must say I'm so immensely grateful for. Thank you. The love is like real. You all are feeling it, and that's what I'm outside complaining about in New York City, but I'm not going to run from my city. I love New York. I mean, like, everybody comes here to enjoy the city, and I'm born and raised here, so I'm not going to leave because you think I'm so stressed out. No, I'm a native New Yorker, and like, my mom is from Trinidad, and I'm Trini to the bone as well, and I'm a native New Yorker to the bone. And my father, he passed on, peace be upon his soul, peace be upon his soul. He's from Belize. And so I'm Caribbean, and I'm born as the first child to my parents, that I'm born here in the States. And that's it in a nutshell. So it's not about money. That's the point. Most people put fame equal to money, and it's not what's happening here. I'm on an SSD budget. In other words, please stop hating on me, because I'm not wealthy. Most people get hated on because they're famous and paid. I'm not. That's the point. So I know my aura is very, very strong and intimidating, as it's meant to be, because God is within me as that power-packed radiance of omniscient divineness. So that's added to what I already was, as a beautiful soul that's beautiful in loving heart and spirit and soul and mind and everything that you could want as a partner, as a family member, as a child, as a spouse, as a friend. That's me. Someone that's very true, honest, down to earth, keep it a buck all the time. Someone that's just plain, as what you see is what you get, and I'm somebody you would want to roll with. Yeah, trustworthy, respectable, upright, very bluntly honest, and most people hide. So I hope that helps. That I appreciate all the feedback of all the inspirational, videos of everybody communicating. I've touched them. That's the reason. You need just sometimes one, and that one just sets the tone for everybody that was kind of lingering at a certain plateau, and now we're home free mentally. I love you all.